I'm actually a nurse. My background is 4 years of nursing. I was thinking like what to do next. And my papa, he was the IT head for O'Hare Airport. And I think being a daddy's girl, I switched into IT, medical billing and coding.
No experience you have is wasted. Welcome to Distinctly You, where we talk to women who have redefined success at different seasons of change. Today, we'll be talking with Sangeetha Gopalakrishnan, who is the CEO of TL Technologies. What got her into the technology space? And what lessons has she learned along the way? Well, let's get into the conversation. Hello, Sangi. Welcome to Distinctly You.
Thank you so much. Very good morning. A very good morning over there. It's really late night in India, but very good morning, Sherifah. How are you?
I am doing great. And I will say, Sangi, that I truly appreciate you being here, especially knowing how late it is in India. I know we've been trying to meet up for a while and we finally did it.
Yes. It was worth it.
There,
It was worth the whole wait. Worth it.
Oh, I really appreciate it. So, you're fondly called Sangi, but, your full name is Sangeetha Gopalakrishnan. And I know you are not only the CEO and founder of TL Technologies, but you're also the creator of Being Digital. So, my friend, kudos to you. And I mean, you are a busy woman and you are killing the game in representing women in STEM, and just being able to just chat with you today is truly an honor. So I really appreciate your time.
I'm being honored and also grateful for you to have the time to do this small kind of meeting. And I appreciate that. I think we both appreciate each other. That is the main thing.
Absolutely. And so you just mentioned earlier that it's pretty late right now in India. So just share with us a little bit about yourself. Are you originally from India? Where? And, how has your background really shaped you to be who you are today?
So my background, loving parents, my beloved parents, who is no more, but they're in heaven. But their soul is always with me. So I'm going with the flow and also having that energy from them, the blessing. I'm born and raised in America, in Chicago. So and from there, I'm actually a nurse. My background is 4 years of nursing. I am so scared of not scared, but I faint on needles when the needle and the skin touches. I faint. So I think I took I was thinking like what to do next. And my papa, he was the IT head for O'Hare Airport. And I think being a daddy's girl, I switched into IT, medical billing and coding, then quality assurance, then coding, like development, then second largest company in America. Obviously, I was Spectrum, the telecommunication. I was the Active Directory director, and been there, done it. And then that was there in my mind. I was always having that idea of like, I want to build this, I want to build that, I want to. And when you're in a corporate company, they have their own ideas. They want to build that, they will listen to it, but this is your baby, and you want to build that dream, you want to bring that vision and mission into reality. So after 20 years of IT, I thought like, what, I have a little bit of money in my hand, $250,000 to be exact. And then I'm like, what, I want to build my dream. I'm getting old, but I'm always 21, always. And so then I came to India. I built, I started thinking like, what should I name my company? I'm a Taurus. I'm a May 1st, May baby. So Taurus, then I was thinking, what? In Cafe Coffee Day, I just literally created my emblem over there, TL. Talents and Leaders is the name, but it's Taurian leader, because I'm a leader for myself. If I don't believe in myself, then nobody could ever believe in me. So I built that, and all you did mention about one of the product, TL Being Digital, and Being Digital is one of the 8 product that we have, and that is all my creation, from prototype, from the base all the way up. And you know what, success, was it all successful? No. Like, what I was thinking, to be a founder and CEO, I was thinking like, what, from India I will be traveling to China, to London and America, everywhere, then coming back, coffee breaks and everything. But now I realized, after 4 years, July 30th 2020 is when TL was born. And from there, it was a a happy path. It was happy path in a way that I learned a lot. 4 years, I came to know the struggles and the hard work and the commitment, the loyalty, and you know what, the go getter kind of responsibility that every CEO goes through. It's
Mm.
not that we see them going through the flight, but their mind is always, they don't sleep. And I don't, I think I don't sleep. Everything will go in your mind. So then
Mhm.
coming to like, I started the company like literally 1 month before my the corona, the biggest corona like hit the whole wide world. But thank God I didn't go through depression because I was going through a big change in my life as well, personal life. And then I was thinking, like, you know what, I could be crying or I could make a use of it because the time it's flying by. And my
Mm.
cousins, they were, my family was there to help me out and like through the struggles. And they always say, you're knocking on a door where there is, the other person is not going to open. You could always wake up somebody who's fall asleep, but you cannot wake somebody who's faking in the sleep. And I literally, those are my words.
Like
And
your
then I create.
mantra. Your mantra.
Yes.
Well, listen, there's a lot that you've said there that I want to unpack a little bit. Starting off in nursing, okay?
Yes.
When you hear someone say they're starting off as a nurse and then moving into IT, into technology, it's not the same wheelhouse. It's almost like
Mhm.
different side of your brain. And especially as a woman, a lot of times young ladies can be intimidated easily by tech. But then you mentioned the fact that you had a role model in your father, you know?
Yes.
And so for any woman out there who has a job that they're doing and similar to you, and it's not fulfilling them, and it's not what it is that they feel like, gosh, this is not what I want to do with the rest of my life. Like, what advice would you give them, kind of having gone through that, where you've made almost a 180 change from one career to the next?
Mhm. Always, you know what, the job that you're doing, if they're not making them happy, just think about that, is just paying the bills. But always think in the future, like, you know what, you must be a person who's a baker, or who's going through colleges, or janitor, whichever it is, whatever job they're happy with, because that's paying the bill. But they always wanted to be a baker. You know what, try to start in a side way, like, put your hobbies on the side, but start it, so that way your mind could decide which one is going to make you more happier. And for me, IT, nobody could switch me right now. Like nursing, I love to the core nursing. I'm glad that I did started off with the 4 years, because the reason is I was thinking like, oh my god, I wasted my 4 years. But right now, if anybody in IT is talking about nursing, my friends always ask me questions. What about this? I was like, no, 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 think about the compliance, we need to think about this. Oh my god, this is going to be helping a patient. We need to think about the millisecond, all the documents, it has to be like encrypted. All that came from my nursing background. So a person who's not happy with what they're doing, let them know to take a step back. Even if it's Friday, Saturday, I'm not telling them to quit their job. Saturday, Sunday, take a break and reevaluate what they want in their life and how you want your life in the next 5 years. Make a plan.
Mm.
Don't overthink about 10 years. Make a plan for the 5 years. And then from the 5 years, make a plan the backwards of 3 years, then the 1 year. So that way you're planning like, oh, you know what? I need to create a task, and I have 2 weeks of, 2 weeks to create it. Slowly, that 2 weeks, that 1 year, the 3 years, that will hold, like, it's going to pass by really fast. If I didn't do that 10 years ago, I would not be here right now. Yeah, I will
Wow.
not be here, like, connecting with you. I will not be here to talk to you about it. Right now, I'm proud to say I have built an appointment management system, which any doctors, what they ask, it's already covered in our appointment management, and also medical record for clinic. The whole top to bottom, every single buttons over there, every single like points, like radio button, every single thing. I got the knowledge after working in Lutheran General Hospital in Chicago, and also Rushmore Shore. It is in Skokie, Illinois, and I would not get it. And with that information, Gambro, BCT, Mckesson, I worked there.
What you just said, I think is really spot on in the sense that no experience you have is wasted.
Oh,
I love the
100%.
fact that you have now been able to take the medical knowledge you had when you first started your career full circle into what you're doing now
Oh,
and integrating that knowledge into
mhm.
technology. So that's a beautiful thing. So I really love the advice you gave, which was to let people know, like, look, if you're not fulfilled in what you're doing right now, just start. Just start with whatever
Yep.
hobby it is that you have, create a short-term plan, and just
Yep.
start to put it into action, right? Because you never know unless you start. And also, what I heard you say is don't beat yourself up about what you're doing now because that
Exactly.
experience is not wasted.
It's 100%. If anybody, I will be happy enough to travel back to America and do like a real time kind. I will literally hold their hands and tell them, 100. I am a living example. I I did regret it. Exactly like any human being, I did regret it. But you know what? Right now, I I'm so happy. All the places that I work, even each and every single point, like every place that I work, even as a part time. I learned a lot. And right now, when I'm talking to like the CEOs and the co-founders, the CTO, I'm able to guide them. Like, I have no problem. And I learned all this from America. And
Mm.
I love, and I'm proud to be an American as well.
I love that. And another thing you said also is the fact that after living here in the United States, even though obviously you're of Indian heritage, but being born, being raised here, starting your career here, and then making a decision as an adult. Okay, to say, you know what, I'm going to go back home to where my parents are from and obviously where you're from too. But it's not like you grew up living there. So it's as an
Yep.
adult, it's a huge change. So now you're talking about not only have you changed careers, right? And now you're looking at, okay, I'm starting my own thing. And I'm not only starting
Yep.
it where I'm comfortable and I know where everything is, but I'm traveling
Yep.
overseas to do this. You made it sound so simple, but I'm sure
Oh, it,
it was not as simple as it sounds. So, again, talk to us a little bit about like what it takes, right? To be able to not only pursue your dreams in terms of, I
mhm.
have this idea that I want to bring into fruition, but doing it in an environment that's new, right? And being
Oh, yeah.
able to maneuver all the little
Mhm.
nooks and crannies to make it work. I'd love to hear more about that.
Sure. Coming to India, what I was thinking, like, oh, you know what? It's easy. It's like America and being a woman as well. There is another thing about that. And, came to India, the language, I'm not that familiar. Like, I lost the touch actually. So there are people that you need to see. It's not in America, like you come in, you get a checklist, you get everything done, you submit it, and everything will be good. Over here, it's like a lot of, you go there at 10 o'clock, they will tell you, come tomorrow, come tomorrow, come to. And the traffic, it's, I've been in New York, but this is like 10 times of New York and nobody knows where they're going. It's just going back and forth. So, what made me go through and why, and there were times, trust me, exactly like you said, there were times for me to give up. I'm like, I want to go back to America. Like, I'm just going to go there, work 8 to 5, do whatever job it is. And I have a lot of knowledge because a CEO, any CEO could tell me they're the janitor, they're the QA, they're the HR, they're the developer, they're everything, they're the business analyst, they're everyone. Like you literally wear like different hats. So my friends who I met in India, they, whenever I said like I want to give up in tears and everything, and being a woman, that's a good part about us. We could, keep in tears, and they would say it's okay, it's okay. But they were like, you know what, Sangi, you're the strongest woman I ever seen, and exactly like how you said, Sharifah, like you came to India, and that was like totally 360 degrees for me. Don't give up because the time that you spend this much, 3 years, you want to give up now, then why did you even start it? You're going to go unfinished. That's not what your parents taught you. Then I was like, you know what? Oh my God, I got a wake up call. And they were like, the struggles will be there, but you're going to see that end of the tunnel. And all these hard work, which you did, the support system, and making sure that you love yourself. You do not, there will be a lot of negativity. Think in your mind, you're stepping into a fireplace and you know you're going to get burned, but it's still okay. Just have that mentality. You're not going to get rich. You're not going to be a billionaire the next day. But you know what? You have a name. think about every day it's going to be a struggle. Every day you will not have the money to buy meals, because obviously you need to build it. Think about, you know what, you're 16, you're still going through, you still have a long way. Always the next thing is, I have seen like, oh my god, I'm at my 40, what am I going to do? I only have 20 more years. I stopped counting after 30. I'm at 21 because that's the legal age in America. I still have a lot of things to do. And you know what? I want to come back to America. And by 2025, I want to, open up my office like in another place in India, along with Dubai, along with America, because I'm coming back. And I'm coming back, stepping into my country, which is America, with like, you know what? I've been through enough. And you know what? This is the end of the tunnel. And there's more way to go. And anyone who's falling down, I'm right there to help their hand. Now with the money, because if I had the money, I will help them as well. But right now, they need that support. And it
Mhm.
wasn't easy. Like you mentioned, it wasn't easy in India. It wasn't giving up. There was tears, and still I pushed forward. There were months that I haven't paid my employees, and I had to fire like, a couple of them, because what I thought in India, what I thought from America to India is totally different. But you know what?
Mhm.
I still have team members who didn't care about the salary, who didn't leave me because they cared about my vision, my hard work. And there were clients, 8 clients, who didn't leave me, even though I didn't have even one developer. They say, Sangeet, it's okay. We will wait. We will wait. It's okay. I'm just, it's, they will just make up a fake environment like, oh, it's okay. Right now, the season is already down. It's fine. Still, they didn't leave me. That is the what you really need.
Wow, Sangeetha, again, a lot to unpack with what you just said. What I heard from you really is having
Oh,
that strong why is what keeps you going to say, okay, why am I here? Why am I doing this? But you also talked about the fact that some of the friendships that you have, when you questioned yourself, you had people who actually believed in you, who encouraged you.
yes.
So I also hear the importance of having a network. Having a
Oh, yes.
network, relationships is also something that I heard you say that's definitely very important. But what I also found interesting was when you talked about even your clients. So not just your staff, but your
Yep.
clients also believing in you, because for you to be able to garner that type of loyalty from your staff where they're like, gosh, it's not easy right now. I don't know if I'm going to get paid next month, but I'm still hanging in there. It speaks volumes. So, what would you say is your leadership style that evokes that type of loyalty?
Openness, transparency.
Hmm.
Openness and being open, being transparent. Tell your client, you know what, it's going to be delayed due to this. And you know what, for sure, I know the money is important and your business is important. They see that I'm not after their money. They see that I am seeing their hard work. That is the main. And also my team, they know, like, if, even if anyone goes to my even previous team members and say, oh, Sangeet said this about you, they were like, oh, maybe she didn't get time because she comes straight to my face and tell me. I always tell my team, I'm going to tell you good and bad. If you did something good, oh my god, you know what, kudos to you, you did good. If you did something bad, I'm going to tell you, like, you know what the hell was happening. I will tell you, but at the same time, do not take it personally, because I'm always there for caring. That came from the nursing, along with what my mom taught me. Say it how it is, because when you walk away, nobody is going to talk behind your back.
Mm,
And
mm.
transparency, being open, that is the best. Because you know what, this one person, he must be a CEO or she must be a CEO of, or a manager of a company. When you have that good relationship, and I know right now, Sharifah, we met less than 2 to 3 months. How did you still remember me? It's that first click, that first impression makes big.
As you mentioned that about how did we meet, how did we click with that first piece, one of your clients spoke extremely highly of you, Sengi. One of your clients spoke extremely highly of you. And that's how I was like, I need to know who this person is that you are gushing about like that. And when we had that first conversation, I was like, she's the real deal.
It's better. It's better. No, no fake. You're gonna see me like this, and it's better because when you fake it, you forget. Like, what did I tell her, or what did I tell him? Did I say May 1st, or did I say Tuesday or Wednesday? Then I'm like, you know what? No, never mind. Um, and they know, like, even if anybody talks, like, oh, there's a deal going on, because afterwards, when you reach a level, right after that, what's going to happen, people will start, like, backfiring you. But even wherever I go, I know for sure that I keep my standard. And when I talk to people, and there was a time, Palner is the company over here, and I was like, you know what, I was so bored. I was like, oh, I was like, my level of energy went down. I went into that specific meeting, like, dressed up really good, like American, like, a really business formal. I went there, and he was talking about 25 years of celebration was happening. And I was invited. I went there. And then he was saying, like, there were time, and he went through 6 years of the hardship that I went through in 3 years. And when he came out from it, he was just talking about everything. And I always think, like, everything happens for a reason. What if I didn't go for that meeting? And when he came out from the stage, I said, thank you so much. And he was so tall. I'm 5'5", and even with the heels, I was 5'7". He was like 6'2". And I was like, I'm looking like this. And I told him, thank you so much. And I congratulated him and say, I was about to give up. And your speech literally made me think, like, you know what? I'm taking a wrong decision. I'm going to be here. There will be days, like, I will be struggling, but still I'm not going to give up. And till right now, haven't given up. And LinkedIn, you can see me. I'm posting everywhere. And every day, I save 10 posts from LinkedIn. And then I go through and I rewrite like, what I think about that specific post. And my network grew from 500 to 4,700 from August 1st, 2023 till right now.
You know what? That speaks volume because you're truly a connector. But listen, Sangi, I will say to you that this conversation is one that any person, and this is not just even any woman, but any person who is out there
Anyone.
and is trying to figure out what's next. It is possible. And you don't have to feel like whatever else that you want to do has to be connected to what you're doing now. But whatever
Yep.
experience you have and experiences, you'll be really surprised to know how it can translate into whatever else that you choose to do. And just hearing about some of, even in your struggles and even in your doubts, the people you surround yourself with. And just like you just mentioned right now about that gentleman who you attended an event and he said something that really
Yes.
spoke to you and really
Yes.
encouraged you, you sharing your story today is going to do the same for someone else. So I
Exactly.
truly believe that. Well, thank you so much. So for anyone who wants to get in touch with you, may have advice regarding the work that you do, how can they reach out to you?
They could reach out to me by going through our website. My company name is TL Technologies Private Limited, and our website is tltechnologies.net. And if they want to contact me directly, don't worry about it. Even though I'm international, I'm there in WhatsApp. It's area code 91906 1432 814. And my email ID is sangig@tltechnologies.net.
Awesome. So we'll make sure we put the details in our show notes so that
Yep.
individuals can get a hold of you. And also, as you heard earlier, guys, Sangi is also very active on LinkedIn. So that's another great way to hit her up too. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much for taking this time out to chat with us here on Distinctly You.
Oh my God. Thank you so much for closing my day with a beautiful note, and also for you starting your day with talking to me as well. I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much, sweetheart.
Great
Take
job.
care.
Thank you.